Hello, welcome back to Limbo Chicken Edition, Chapter 6, Airfield Escape. I'm Killer Rhubarb. I really like this level. It's really short, it's got a lot of enemies, filled with enemies. Here's our first one. I really like what the dialogue of this person up here. And it's very Limbo-esque in the later two screens, so I'll mention them when we get to them. It's got that silhouette feel. Yeah, this level is very short. It's jam-packed full of enemies. In fact, this is the only level that I had to redo the recording of because I was unsatisfied with my own performance. I died 7 times in the first recording, and only 3 times in this particular recording. So I was much happier with this, but regardless, edited all the deaths out. Didn't want you guys to see that. Here, this room is where the second sign is. It's not too much of a backtrack compared to some other signs, especially the ones in level 5. And the third sign is not a backtrack at all, so it's very simple, this level. Yeah, so the majority of screens, like this one for example, have 4 enemies per screen, and because we've got kind of a weak weapon, it's pretty hard to deal with all the enemies at the same time. So the best way is to just roll off the screen and then back on. You'll only get damaged a little bit, whereas if you're still in the middle and tried to deal with them all individually, you'd probably die, because it takes about 2 shots from one of their guns, or maybe even 1 shot to kill you, depending on how healthy you are. In this little room here, you can see a keycard slot that's for the reading card. We'll be going to get that now. It's just at the end of this here stretch. That cut there was just because I died, as I mentioned before. The next screen is probably the hardest one in the game. Or, well, not in the game, but in this level. Close to one of the hardest screens in this game, though. Because you get trapped in this small little building and you've got to fight your way out. And there's enemies that come from both doors until eventually all the doors are... And when the doors are vanquished of enemies, the doors will shut. So you end up bathing the walls in blood. It's a pretty cool design, but very hard. This is only my 3rd time playing this game on hard. Generally on normal, this level is a lot easier. It's not got any different amount of enemies. Basically the only difference between normal and hard is the damage the bullets do to you, but it's still hard nonetheless. So there's our first sign. It's just hidden as a silhouette, so yeah, there's the limbo parallels there. The reason why I'm shooting here is just because I was expecting that guy to show up sooner. He didn't, so I ended up getting shot. Bad gameplay on my behalf. Gonna get the second sign now. I really like the background details in this level as well. The 2 razor wire fences, the cityscape in the background, and the fact that it looks very prison-like. It looks like an industrial sector has been made into a prison with like cars and stuff in the background. Also, this level has some funny dialogue in it, like the first guard needing to go to pee. There's a second guy coming up who will talk about working in a sewer, who I'll talk about that more when we get to it. It's going to be right now, actually. And there's another guard right at the end. Also, it has one of the best... Well, the second half of that cutscene we saw in Mission 5. And, again, one of the best cutscenes in the game. Explains more of Hardboiled's backstory. So we're going to be seeing that. Yeah, so here's the guard that talks about working in the sewer and how he's quitting this stupid job. Stood here a little bit while longer to see if he was going to say anything else, but it doesn't look like it, so I'll go up and juggle him into that sign. this level altogether not having too many hard signs, only require one jungle and it's the last enemy in the level, so you don't need to keep any enemies alive unlike previous levels. And then all you have to do is push this box down into the sewer to get up into the ending area. And that's basically it. It's a pretty short level, but very hard. Lots and lots of high density enemies. Even though they're only grunts, they're still quite hard to kill with this weapon. Because we only have one and just do a terrific amount of damage. And like the shotgun will be perfect for this level. And blood on the sidewalk. Ah, got it wrong. Yeah, you can't actually move in this part until the partridge opens the gate, but for now, going to be taken to the safe house, cutscene coming up, so I'll shut up for that. So I like that cutscene. I like how the game shows emotions without using dialogue. The cutscene basically shows Hardboiled being brainwashed, and then being forced to kill the British, Russian, US, and French birds. And then he sees a child chicken that was very similar to himself as a child, and it makes him realize that being good is better than being bad. But that was episode 6. Next is episode 7. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Killer Rhubarb.